Welcome to Salem Witch Trials Daily. I'm Josh Hutchinson.
This is Sarah Jack. Today is Tuesday, June 7th, 1692. Job Tookey faced the magistrates for his second examination, and John Allen gave the magistrates more evidence against Susannah Martin, his testimony.
At Job's examination, a magistrate asked if he had said he saw the devil the other day. He said he didn't know what he'd said then. The afflicted persons were struck down by Job's eyes during the questioning, as usual at these hearings. The touch test was tried, and surprise, surprise, it worked. The afflicted came around after Job touched their hands or wrists.
In an apparent trance, Mary Warren said that Job had killed Gamaliel Hawkins, who was all the way down in Barbados, by pricking his likeness with a great pin. When Mary recovered, she further accused Job of murdering Andrew Woodbury and afflicting Betty Hughes.
Susannah Sheldon claimed that Job had also killed Trask's child, and he had killed Gamaliel Hawkins by running a great pin into a poppet's heart.
Mary Warren saw her own ghost. She said she saw a young child under the table crying out for vengeance upon Job. Elizabeth Booth Jr. confirmed the child was under the table. Then Mary said she saw a man rise up before Job.
Mary Walcott said there were actually 3 men, 3 women, and 2 children crying for vengeance against Job. She claimed she didn't know the people who appeared in their winding sheets. When they looked at Mary, their faces were pale, but when they faced Job, they turned red.
Elizabeth Booth and Susannah Sheldon said that John Trask's child, Gamaliel Hawkins, and Andrew Woodbury were among the ghosts in court then.
Mary Warren said she also saw the ghosts of a woman named Sargent and her child, and she cried out upon John Buss, a physician and preacher who operated in Maine and New Hampshire.
Today, John Allen was deposed against Susannah Martin by Magistrate Robert Pike of Salisbury. John claimed that many years ago he was transporting timber for Ann Putnam Sr.'s father, George Carr, who was building a vessel at Amesbury.
After John had unloaded, he was about to go home when Susannah Martin asked him to cart staffs or staves for them. But John said his oxen were too tired and needed to rest. According to John, others at the scene told him that Susannah said he had been as good as he had done the job for her. From now on, the oxen would be of no service to him.
John testified that he replied, "Do you threaten me, old witch?" and moved to throw Susannah into a brook nearby, but she avoided him by running across the bridge.
On John's way home, one of his oxen tired, and John had to unyoke it. After arriving at home, John took the ox to Salisbury Beach, where it could feed in the meadows with other cattle and oxen. A few days later, John tracked all the oxen to the mouth of the Merrimack River. The next day, tracks were found across the river on Plum Island. When the oxen were located, unnamed people tried to gently coax them to go back to where they had originally been put out to pasture. However, John said the oxen ran away, quote, with such violence as if their motion had been diabolical, till they came near the mouth of the Merrimack River, and then turned to the right and ran right into the sea, all but 2 old oxen. John continued, the rest went to sea as far as they could see them, and then one of them came back again with such swiftness as was amazing to the beholders, who stood ready to embrace him and help his tired carcass up. But letting him loose, away he runs up into the island, and from there through the marshes up into Newbury town, and so up into their woods. While this ox was eventually found near the Artichoke River near Amesbury, 13 other oxen were lost to the sea.